Welcome to Path to Peace with Todd Perlmutter. I'm your host, Todd Perlmutter. Our world is a projection of our collective consciousness. The more peace we bring into our lives, the more peace we bring into this world. So let the transformation begin. If you are incredibly lucky, if you are one of the luckiest people on earth, you will get to live a very long life. You will get to see your body deteriorate. You will get to lose everyone you know and love. What a world. You will barely be able to move your body. You will be totally dependent on someone else, and you may even get lucky enough to pass away peacefully in your sleep. And that is the top 0.1%. That is the luckiest people on earth. So we have to ask ourselves, what is the point of this life? Is it supposed to be so hard? Are we in some sick, twisted reality game show? Is this all a cosmic joke? And we're the punchline. You know, that example I gave, that was the lucky ones. That was the luckiest of lucky people. Other people are going to have immense hardship. There's going to be disease and illness. There's going to be pain and anguish. There's going to be years of debilitation. There's going to be financial hardship and immense conflict in our lives. And hopefully not robots taking over and becoming slaves to AI or something. And that all may sound dark, and you might think, this is a really depressing episode, but everything I'm going to tell you now is why I don't think this is a cosmic joke, why I don't think that life is supposed to be hard, and why I think it's really all worth it. And we will look back and be glad and grateful we had this precious gift of life. If life was only the scary parts, if those scary moments I mentioned earlier were all we had, if life was suffering and there was no way out of suffering, then I would agree that it's a twisted, sick joke. Maybe we're the lab experiment of some sadistic teenager and they're just like a kid tapping on the fishbowl and trying to torture us. But this universe is not just the dark moments. It is sunsets, rainbows, the stars at night, puppy dogs, and babies. And even though every puppy dog gets old and one day dies, we still had a puppy. And in that puppy was the old dog. And in the old dog was that puppy. And both coexist simultaneously. And we cannot have one without the other. We cannot have all good or all bad. We need the bad to see the good. If the night sky was all stars and no space, we wouldn't see the stars. We need both the darkness and the light in order to see them. If we didn't have the gift of love and beautiful people, we wouldn't feel the immense loss when we lose them. So if you don't want loss, you have to give up love. If you don't want that pain of failure and rejection, you have to give up that sweet taste of victory and achievement. One cannot exist without the other. Without hard work, nothing is earned. Without taking risks, nothing is gained. But there's something even sweeter to this life than puppy dogs and rainbows, although they're great. And that is, we all have the ability to transform our suffering into infinite bliss and joy. We all have the ability to turn hatred into love, to turn stress, anxiety, and depression into the deepest peace that lasts forever. Because we simply realize that consciousness through these bodies is a miracle and the greatest gift. And nothing more is needed than to not just see and hear the beauty of this world, but to see the beauty in seeing and hearing, and to be alive, to think, to feel, to not just smell roses, but to appreciate the ability to smell, and to taste delicious foods. These are gifts. It doesn't mean we always have to be eating to appreciate them. Sometimes we'll get great food, and sometimes we might be stuck with some frozen dinner, but that gift is always with us. And even when our senses fade, that light of consciousness shines through us. And that light never dims because it is who we are. As long as we are alive, and it brings life to this world, as it creates our whole experience and the contents of the experience, what we're going through on a day-to-day basis, is nothing compared to the ability to be present with it. This is why monks around the world voluntarily choose to meditate for days, months at a time, because they have discovered the deepest joy in life has nothing to do with what's playing on our brain's projector screen or playing through our ears' speakers. It's to get in touch with that presence within us. Nothing takes that away. And we all have the ability to discover a bliss and a peace that nothing else in this world can compare to until our very last breath, no matter if we're in pain or if we're asleep or if we're at Disney World. It doesn't matter if we're 50 years old or 100 years old. We have the gift of life for however long we have it. And we all have the ability to transcend our thoughts, our beliefs, our attachments, our ideas of how life should be. And we can appreciate it all. We can appreciate those darkest times in our lives where we know they forge our strength, courage, bravery, and resilience. And we can appreciate the fruits of our labor, the rest, the achievement, equally. Our lives go in cycles like the seasons. We experience the kindness of others, and we experience betrayal. We experience good fortune and disappointment. But we don't have to become arrogant with that good fortune, and we don't have to panic if it slips away, because we understand the cycles. We can watch peacefully, with comfort, with love, compassion for ourselves and others, as these bodies age, as we lose our loved ones, as times become scary and uncertain. In the world, just as our lives, it goes in cycles. There are times of peace and times of war. There are times of prosperity and times of depression. And it is in those dark times where the seeds for brighter times are planted. And it is in those boon times when the seeds of destruction are planted. Spring and summer always give way to fall and winter. And then from that thick snow sprouts new life, new beginnings, a new chance to grow, thrive, and prosper. And at any moment during any of these cycles, whether we're down and we're trying to get out, or we're up and we realize in a moment that down trend can start anytime, and we choose to get off the roller coaster. We choose to step out of that cycle. We have that available to us anytime. To give up our attachments to good fortune, or to stop craving for the scary times to end, and we make peace. We choose to just watch, enjoy the show, trust the universe in whatever direction our story takes, with curiosity and our full attention. We think we need to turn away from our pain, our suffering, that we need to retreat inward and close our eyes and shut our ears and stop looking at whatever's hurting us. But this is actually where we create the suffering. This is where we create a mental story around it. And this is where all of our pain and worry comes from. But when we open up our eyes and we start to look, we can let go of those expectations in our mind. We can let go of that need to know what's going to happen, that need to feel safe and secure. And we can just marvel at this incredible show. When you discover the bliss within, the joy and peace that nothing on earth can compare to, that lasting feeling of being one with everything, of immense gratitude for life itself. We never ask, why is life hard? We never wonder, what's the point? What's the meaning? Why are we here? Because that is the point, to reach that place. And we are all so blessed to live in this modern age where a mystic's wisdom is a few clicks away, where the texts of so many wise sages who came before us are available at our fingertips, on our phones, in our pockets. Life would be hard. It doesn't come with an instruction book Doesn't come with an owner's manual. We are inundated with ads telling us that some product, service is going to bring us the happiness that we need. But there's no ad on TV reminding us to look inward, that we already have everything we need, that like every other animal with the wisdom it needs to thrive, we have everything we need inside of us. And with all of that noise out there, with all of the ads and content and videos and reels and social media feeds and billboards, I mean, it's harder and harder these days to get the mind quiet so we can hear the wisdom of the universe whisper to us. The wisdom of our bodies speak to us. Our ancestors communicating to us, and even able to honor the future generations that come after us in this unbroken chain that time is, connected and coexisting with us right now. Because just as the past led to this moment through cause and effect, this moment will lead to the future and create a future for the same reasons, which means the past and the future and the past are one and the same, simultaneously existing in this moment. It's all right now. And all we have to do is look and listen. And we will understand this infinite universe, which always exists right now, right here. We will see that inevitable flow of time. In birth, we will see death. In growth, we will see decay. Neither will shock us. And we can love and appreciate both because we chose to be here. We chose something over nothing. We created this universe with infinite wisdom, unbounded by these brains. This is the universe we designed and chose. Our job on this earth is to free ourselves from our thoughts, ideas, beliefs, preconceptions, and expectations, our desires, our hatreds, our preferences, and our prejudices. And all that is left is that unbounded, infinite bliss, wisdom, and compassion. Every single one of us, every single human being, no matter your biology, no matter your life circumstances, has the potential for infinite bliss, for incredible happiness that doesn't come from a substance and leave when it wears off, but that lasts forever. That is our birthright. To discover that is why we are here. To enjoy every turn of the seasons of our lives. As humans, we are going to go through all the seasons. And whatever chapter you may be facing right now, whether it is betrayal, rejection, grief, abandonment, meaninglessness, or anything else, I have been there. I've been through it all. And that is why I have written the book, the guidebook for being human, where I share everything that I have found to help me get through the most difficult, hardest times in my life. From losing everything to losing the people closest to me, through illness and pain, addiction, and so much more. So often, people think it's easy for you to be happy. You've had the perfect life. And I tell them, I am happy because I've gone through the worst and I've found the ways to get through them. And so I'm putting all of that into my book, my personal stories, my insights, and my practical tools for overcoming every downtime so that we can get through them with peace, enjoy the ups, and never fear the downs. But instead, marvel at that beautiful tapestry of life, which needs the bright colors to pop out from the dark colors, bringing that beautiful contrast to life, so that everyone on this planet has access to those universal, timeless teachings that remind us and show us how to look inward, how to hear the wisdom of the universe speaking through us, how to see the oneness of all things, so that we can get through whatever life throws our way. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you to everyone who supports the podcast on eastwestism.org or YouTube or Patreon or Buy Me a Coffee. Your support keeps the lights on, keeps the microphone plugged in and powered on. And I couldn't do it without you. And stay tuned for more updates on when that book will come out. Thank you so much again. Much love. Is there more to this universe than science can show us? Is there anything mystical or miraculous in the remote corners of the earth that I could see with my own two eyes? My newest book, Aloneness to Oneness, is that journey of discovery. From the rebellious kid who rejected it all, to the adult searching for something deeper, to the person I am today. It is all of the stories, wisdom, lessons, insights, and inspirations I gained on this adventure. If you've ever questioned, doubted, or wondered about the meaning of it all, this book is for you.